This is a demonstration of Visconti's double reservoir power filler. The power filler is not unlike many fillers which fill on the downstroke. In this case here, I'm demonstrating the mechanism of the double reservoir power filler with one of Visconti's crystal demonstrator Opera Master pens. It's useful to demonstrate with this pen because we can actually see through the barrel into the reservoir. Let me begin by just showing how it's made up. You'll see here ink in a main chamber. You'll also see up in here a small window. Basically part of the upper part of the barrel is in the crystal resin, so we can see through it, and in between the two the end of the plunger. Presently, as I have this pen closed, the ink stays in the main chamber and when turned upside down does not fall down into what we will call the writing chamber. If I unscrew the end cap here, or the knob, I will loosen the plunger and it will come away from a natural stop which sits between the two chambers. If I turn it upside down, now the two chambers being interconnected, I'm allowing the ink to flow down into the writing chamber. If I turn it upside down, the ink will flow with gravity down into the main chamber. I'll repeat. All the way down, and then all the way down. I'll now empty the pen and fill it and show you how it works. Firstly, the pen fills on the downstroke, so I am lifting. I have actually pulled out the plunger and then pushing on the downstroke, it is being emptied. But when it goes past a point, that is where the plunger seal goes past a small protrusion, you'll hear a click, and that's when the ink is drawn into the chamber. So at this moment in time, I've emptied the pen. I'm going to place it in the ink, bring it forward, and on the downstroke you'll hear a click, and the vacuum being created by the expulsion of the air on the downstroke is released, and ink will flow from the bottle up into the chamber in order to equalise the pressure between the two. Okay, well this is like many of these piston power plunge fillers invented back in the 1920s, and one of the most notable pens being the Onoto pump filler. Why is this one so special? Well, it's so special because it has two chambers, as I said to you before. By turning this pen now upside down, allowing the ink to flow down into the main chamber, I can now close it in that position, and on turning it upside down, you'll note that the pen ink will not flow back into the writing chamber. It will stay locked away in the main chamber. This is very useful for travel, particularly airline travel, because it ensures that there is no ink available to flow through air pressure differences out of the nib. The ink is safely locked away in the main chamber. If, when I get to my destination, I again simply unscrew the end, pull it out ever so slightly, and you'll see that the ink flows back into the writing chamber. Again, turn it upside down. The ink will flow out of the writing chamber back in the mating chamber. Turn it down. I can allow the writing chamber to fill. I can seal it in this position, close it in this position, and you'll see that the writing chamber, of course, remains full as the ink in the main chamber just falls away. So this has now got a writing chamber full of ink. So these two chambers, or double reservoir, form the basis of the double reservoir power filler. Now, finally, a small trick. You might ask, well, how much ink does this hold? Well, that is approximately 4 international cartridges worth of ink just in there, and you'll see there's still a little bit of vacant space in there. One trick is to undo it, pull back the plunger, and expel, by pushing the plunger in, expel the ink to a certain point where it flows up in towards the writing chamber, holding it in that position, taking the rest of the downward action, thereby releasing that small amount of air. I'm just wiping it clean here. And you see you have virtually a full chamber of ink, with the ink level being way up here. I will again allow the writing chamber to fill, close it, and voila, a virtually full pen. I estimate that this contains something in the order of 6 international size cartridges full of ink, and we're talking there of around about 4 to 5 mils, making this one of the biggest, if not the biggest, writing chamber capacity of any pen in the marketplace. This pen, for example, holds significantly more ink than the Mont Blanc 149. And it's this double reservoir power filling system that is unique to Visconti, an important invention in fountain pens, perfect for the traveller or the person who wants to lock away ink in the main chamber during travel or when the pen is being moved sharply. That means no leakage. Thank you.